Ah, good. You're all here. How amazing that you can see this in the comfortability of your own home. I mean, are you relaxed? Are you feeling all warm and fuzzy inside? Good. Enjoy it while it lasts, because you're actually in my house now. And my house has rules. Rule number 1. No touching of anybody or anybody's. Keep your filthy hands to yourself. Especially you, Granny. I see your hands there under that blanket. Rule number 2. Rule number 2. If you have any sweet or chips packets, please raise your hands. Oh, don't worry. I can see you. Good, good, good. Now, I shouldn't have to tell you this, but I will. If at any point in the show you wish to consume from these packets, it is vital that you pick a part in the story where the mood drops and everything becomes deathly quiet, where the silence in the room is so tangible it's as if time has paused for a brief moment, when everyone is bound by the tale unfolding and connected by the beauty of emotional synchronicity. That's the moment. That's when you rip open your packet and start fingering your snacks. Rule number 3. Rule number 3. Start thinking of yourself as a captive audience. I know I do. And the sooner you do, the better. Because you're stuck in here with me now. And there's no escape. Oh, you've come to hear a story. Well, be careful what you wish for. Because you might not like the story that you get. But there's no refunds, no takebacks, no do-overs. This isn't my story, but what is my story? Well, my story starts long before I even existed.
Give me a listen, you corpses of cheer. At least those of you who still got an ear. I'll tell you a story that make a skeleton cry of our own jubilatiously lovely corpse bride. Die, die, we all pass away, but don't wear a frown, cause it's really okay. You might try and hide, and you might try and pray, but we all end up the remains of the day. Yeah! So I'll put a little baby sheep a hard basket. Her daddy said no, she just couldn't cope. So I'll love her, scream up with a plan to elope. Die, die, we all pass away. I don't want to drown, it's really okay. You might try and hide and you might try and pray, but we all end up the So they conjured up a plan to meet late at night. They told not a soul, get the whole thing tight. Now a mother's wedding dress it fit like a glove. You don't need much when you're really in love, except for a few things, or so I'm told, like the family jewels and a satchel of gold. Then next to the graveyard by the old oak tree, on a dark foggy night at 2:45, she was ready to go, but where was he? And then she waited. And then, there in the shadows wasn't her man. And then, her little heart beat so loud. And then, babies, everything went black. missing and her heart was bust. So she made a vow right under that tree that she'd wait for her true love to come set her free. Always waiting for someone to ask her hand. When out of the blue comes this sweet man who vows forever to be by her side. And that's the story of my corpse bride. You might try and hide and you might try and pray, but we all end up the
But I'm getting carried away with myself. To truly understand how the story unfolds, I need to take you back to my first time. The first time I killed. You see, I was 12 years old. My daddy was a funeral plan salesman. You could say that death ran deep in the family. See, my dad had a business partner named Frank, supposedly the best salesman in the business, the man with the silver tongue. Now, Frank was going on a business trip up the West Coast, and my daddy said I must go along with him to get a taste for the trade, get to see old Frank in action. Shit. I've done it again. I've done it again. I can't. Fuck technology. Okay. Okay.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on a Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I'd long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other
Yeah, Frank was good, all right. He was the best salesman the West Coast had ever seen. But you see, Frank had a dirty little secret that reared its ugly head once a month. And as luck would have it, on that business trip, it was Frank's time of the month.
Hey girlie, you must act rather late, yeah, yo.
Rather late? First of all, I don't recall there being a time for when a woman may or may not be out rather late.
Yo, I was just having a conversation.
Hello? Yes, Karani? No, I'll be there just now. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, you see that thing on WhatsApp now? The green one with the phone. Click there and then you send me your location. No, don't give me the address on the phone. Okay, you know what? It's fine. You can give it to me on the phone. 28 Melon Street. Sorry, do you mind just writing that down? 28 Melon Street.
You can practice my enough.
Okay, I'll be there now, Granny. Okay, bye.
28 Merlot Street.
Thank you.
Look at that flesh, pink and plump. Hello. Tender and fresh, not one lump. Hello, little girl. This one's especially lush. Delicious. Hello, little girl. What's the rush? You're missing flowers. The sun will rise for hours. Take more
Now
time.
that's straight. I have not to delay or be misled.
And so, little girl, talk and touch the absolute sweetly. You miss the us completely. Travelers completely. But the first, then Miss Plump. What a delectable couple. Utter perfection. One brittle, one supple, one
That's come what may follow the path and never stray.
and so, little girl, so many exploring. Just one would be so boring. Ignoring. Think of those crisp, aging bones. There's something fresh in the palate. Think of that scrumptious carnality twice in one day. There's no possible way to describe what you feel when you're talking to me.
Mother said not to stray, still I suppose a small delay. Goodbye, Mr. Wolf.
Goodbye, girl. And hello.
When Frank returned on his night on the town, he was drenched in blood, and I was there waiting. Silver-tongued Frank got a silver bullet. You could say it was the death of a salesman. You see, I carried a piece on me for just such an occasion. It was a different time back then in 2005. When the cops arrived on the scene, I got a written warning for discharging an unlicensed firearm, but no mention of the werewolf lying face down in the carpet. You see, that's when I realized I had a gift. I could see what others could not. I could see into another realm where demons and monsters and ghouls fight. Guys, come on, this is my time. My time. We practiced this. I made a vow that day, in that Protea hotel, that I would make it my business to keep the beasts from beyond at bay. It all started with old Frank. You never forget your first kill. You never forget your last. But more on that in due time. So I trained for 13 years, day and night. I read all the classics and incorporated the language into my own vocabulary so I could sound cooler. I said things like, Luke, I am your father. I learned martial arts. All of it. Ha! Hey! I ran 500 yards daily. I did star jumps, squats, sit-ups, push-ups, burpees, mountain climbers, push-ups with one hand, then a clap, went back to burpees. I really like burpees, more squats, No. No. What do you mean, no? You said you could do this. When? It was on your resume.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't, no.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. In the
It was on-
audition, remember, you made him pick up pencils for half an hour, and then when he left the room, you said, oh, yo, he's got such a nice ass. We should hire him to play me in the show
didn't say
so
that.
that the audience think that I have a nice ass instead of a paper butt.
Yeah. What's a paper butt? It's a butt. It's just flat, like paper. Look, I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. By the way, your camera work, it sucks. It's the worst it's ever been.
Okay.
Anyway.
Nice paper butt.
Anyway. I worked out is the point I'm trying to make. And I made a business out of eradicating the undead. Mortals would hire me to handle their supernatural problems, both legitimate and benign. And business was good, until a plague hit the land. A sickness that infected adolescent youth, turning them into mindless zombies obsessed with the undead. The Twilight Saga. Teenagers would hire me to capture werewolves and vampires alive for their own personal pleasure.
Heart beats fast, colors and promises. How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid to fall? But watching you stand alone, all of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you, darling. Don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000.
Baby, don't you know I suffer? Oh, baby, can you hear me, Lord? You caught me under false pretenses. How long before you let me go? You set my soul alight.
Things may have got a bit out of hand. But if there's one thing I hate more than the undead, it's youths. But murderous, zombified teenagers were the least of my issues. I was creating quite a name for myself in the land of the undead, and news of my skill sets were reaching even the furthest of lands. A woman by the name of Henriette Potgieter had warned me about a suspicious shop that opened up in the Worcester town centre. A beauty shop that sold those Get Slim Quick products and 5 weeks to a blemish-free face supplies. You know the thing. Anyway, Henriette had bought some foot cream for her foot calluses. Now, imagine her surprise when she woke up the next morning to find out that it had cleared up overnight. Being a good Christian woman, she realized the only explanation for such a miracle is witchcraft. Also, she thought her husband had been turned into a tortoise. And even though he pitched up 2 weeks later, shacking up with her sister, he was indeed a tortoise. I didn't take the tip seriously, although I should have. You see, a few years before, I had hooked up with this very powerful woman. And after an intense night of passionate lovemaking, she told me that she was a witch, not knowing that I was a hunter. I had to follow the code. I burned her house down along with her and her 2 cats. But she survived. I should have finished the job. Because sometimes you run into old friends. Sometimes you run into old enemies. Sometimes you run into vaguely familiar tortoises. And sometimes you run into this woman and her 2 psychotic sisters.
Apparently, there is to be no success for you nor I. And now this bloody hunter is trying to kill us. Ooh, would that I were a god, I would smite it. Oh, sister, sister, you are such a evil woman. Evil woman. Evil woman. Rolling from out of town, hit some roads and have to settle down. But a fool and his money soon goes separate ways, and you found a fool lying in a name. What you gonna do? Destroyed all the virtue that the Lord gave you. It's so good that you're feeling pain, but you better get your face up for the very next train. Hell, 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 evil woman, evil woman, evil woman, evil I know what let's do. What let's use our witchy powers and place a curse on this hunter, so that he may fall in love with an immortal. Hey, 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 hey! What a glorious prank! We shall do the curse. He shall fall in love of my hunter's decree.
Be put to death.
Oh, come, my sisters, come join me in mean-spirited melody. You're an evil woman.
Evil woman, how you done me wrong? But now you're gonna feel a different song.
Funny how you broke me up. You drank all my night and drank the cup. I went
woods I stumbled, as if I was under some sort of spell, which I know now that I was under one, but obviously back then I had no idea. Anyway, deeper and deeper into the woods. Deeper and deeper.
Don't ask me what you know is true. I don't have to tell you that I love your precious heart. I was standing, you were there, two words collided, and they could never, ever tear us apart. We could live for 1,000 years, but if I hurt you, I'll make mine from your tears. Oh, I told you that we could fly, 'cause we all have wings, but some of us don't know why. I was living, you were there, two worlds colliding, that they could never, ever tear us
I'd fallen in love with the thing I'd sworn to hate. It was against the Hunter's Code. An abomination. So I had to edit it. But I couldn't. I made a choice to go against my heart and leave her alone in the woods. That was the biggest regret of my life. That was the moment, by the way, for you to dig into your packets. That was it, and you missed it.
Read about that hideous murder, profane religious murder.
The little bishop with a shock, eh?
Seen walking with his daughter a moment prior to slaughter, the ship attending to his flock.
He died in a Cape Town slum, a slave to martyrdom. He died without complaint. He should be made a saint.
He's gone back home to God, he knows inferior. Why should it be? This their story. Murder, murder, in the night air. Murder, murder, it's the night air. Murder, murder, it's the right scare. Bloody murder, in
more careful. I heard there's a hunter in this town.
Then we'll stop.
Yeah, that's all very well. But what are we going to do about him?
Later on when it's dark, we'll take it to some secret place and bury him.
Oh yeah, of course we could do that. Don't suppose he's got any relatives who are going to come poking around looking for him? Seems a downright shame.
Shame?
Seems an awful waste. Such a nice plump friend. What's his name as? As? Nor it can't be traced. Business needs are left. Debts to be erased. Think of it as thrift, as a gift. If you get my drift. Seems an awful waste. I mean, with the price of meat, what it is when you get it, if you get it.
Oh yeah.
Good, you got it. Take for instance, Mrs. Mooney and a pie shop. Business never better using only pussycat toast. Now this is good for babies, who's never know most. I'm sure it can't compare as far as taste.
Mrs. Lovett, what a charming notion, energetic, excellent, yet appropriate as always. Mrs. Lovett, how I live without you all these years, I'll never know how delectable.
Lots of other gentlemen will soon be coming.
So undetectable.
God,
choice, how rare! Oh, what's the sound of the world out there?
What, Mr. Todd? What, Mr. Todd? What is that sound?
Those crunching noises pervading the air.
Yes, Mr. Todd, yes, Mr. Todd, yes, all right.
It's man devouring man, my dear. And who are we to deny it to be?
While I was eradicating cannibals in Constantia, my love was making some plans of her own. You see, she knew as long as she remained undead, we could never be together. And even though I thought I severed the bond, the curse was still ever present within our souls. It's as if someone had placed a magnet in my mind that did nothing but provoke thought after thought after thought of her. I mean, I woke up her. I trained her. I worked her. What is going on? What do you mean they're not ready? Well, tell them to hurry up. I'm stalling, that's what I'm doing. So yes, I just thought of her just the whole time. Yes. I left her in the forest once. Did I told you that already, yes. Biggest regret and all that. Yeah. I mean, has this thing ever happened to you? You know, you like someone, you think they like you back, you hang out a lot and you think there's a real connection. But in the back of your mind, you're like, what if this is actually just a curse that's been placed on you by some witches? Ever happened to you?
They're ready now. So, I don't really think anyone gives a shit about your love life.
Thank you for that. Anyway, while I was busy eradicating those cannibals in Constantia, my love was making some plans of her own. You see, there lived an evil scientist by the name of Victor von Frankenstein, who believed that he possessed the power
To bring souls back from the dead.
His track record with successful experiments was pitiful, to say the least. But my love was so desperate for us to be together that she went to him.
So, now we hurl the gauntlet of science back into the frightful face of death itself. Ever since the beginning of time, where life arose from primeval slime, death has ruled without question. Death has ruled supreme, without the least suggestion that man could foil its scheme. But now we call on science to end its evil reign. We shout in brave defiance, this soul shall live again. Life, give my creature life. Life, it's life that you must give. Fate, through the storm and strife. Fate, give my creature life. Tear the night asunder, cast your light upon the dark. The lightning bolts of thunder will ignite a mortal spark. Life, every dawn. Let my dream fall. Fate, through the storm and strife. Fate, give my creature life.
My creature.
Give my creature life. Eagle, let's move the first switch.
Yes, master!
Life, give my creature life. Give my creature life. I need more for this. Roll the second switch.
Yes, master! Give my creature life!
Tear the night asunder, cast your light upon the dark. Lightning bolts of thunder will ignite a mortal spark. Eagle, roll the first switch.
Not the third one!
Yes, watch the turn and throw it.
Yes, master!
Eagle, now! Give me a life.
Feel the break of
Hail, break of dawn. Let my dreams be born. Born through the storm and strife. Through the winds that tear. Listen to my prayer. Stir its brain and breathing start. Let me hear that beating heart. Give my creature
What the scientists didn't know is that there was a price to pay for such a defiance of the natural order. A crime against God himself. The ultimate sin. its master does not lurk too far behind. And that's the end of our story. And unfortunately, it brings us to the beginning of yours. You see, I know some of you are wondering, what happens when you kill the devil? Maybe some of you have already guessed it. I mean, the irony is not wasted on me. A man dedicates his entire life to fighting the forces of evil. I mean, the devil himself. But you see, to defeat true evil, one must become true evil. And now you know what I am. But the real question is, what does that make you? Smiles now.
Don't sing if you want to live long. They have no use for your song. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead and out of this world. You'll never get a second chance. Plan all your moves in advance. Stay dead, stay dead, stay dead, stay dead and out of this world. Just don't stand in the sun. There's too much work to be done. You're down, you're down, you're down, you're down and out of this world. Don't ever talk with your eyes. Be sure that you compromise. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead and out of this world. Hear the unloved weeping like rain. Guard your sleep from the sound of their pain. Long gone, long gone, long gone, long gone and out of this world. When you smile and it tears your face, it's time for the inhuman race. You're down, you're down, you're down, you're down and out of this world. Now your hope and compassion is gone. You've sold out your dream to the world. Stay dead, stay dead, stay dead. You're dead and out of this world.